we were praying and asking God for direction as far as a place that we could go to worship and be connected. Usually our normal way of doing it is just kind of going and visiting and say, oh, we like this place the best. But on this one particular day, and we don't normally do this, we came across the Crosswalk website, and it caught my attention for whatever reason. And so I read the mission statement and the objectives of the ministry, and it talked about being connected and where Jesus is exalted. And I said, hey, well, I think we need to go and try to get some of that and find out what's going on here at this Crosswalk. And the reason that we stayed is because folks were so interactive and leaning in, folks who were genuinely interested in us and our well-being. So it wasn't just church and you come on a Sunday and you go to Bible study, but just the genuine interest in how we were doing. And that really just really meant something to Michelle and I and Miles. All of the initiatives that were going on, we're talking about exalting Jesus and taking Jesus out to the community. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. We've got to be a part of this. And this is the reason that why we've stayed around and hung around.
And I remember our very first Sunday, we started off at the Kingsway campus, and Miles was just 2 months old then. And so it was our first time coming. And it's easy to just go to a ministry and slip in and slip out, and no one really knows that you're there, or they notice you, but they may not say anything to you. But from the very beginning, it was just a great impression for us. We saw the signs that said, welcome home, you belong here, before we even got in the door. And when we got in the door, we were greeted, with smiling faces and people who knew that we were new, and they were reaching out to us. And we got in there. The worship was awesome. The word was awesome. We immediately connected with individuals that were here. And when we came back the next Sunday, they remembered us. It was there were real relationships that were built in those moments, and it was lasting. It continued, and that's something that we really appreciated. And that's a reason why we stayed at Crosswalk. A defining moment for us was. It began when it was announced that the church was going to do baby dedications. And so we determined that at that point, we knew that we had been led here, and we wanted to have Miles dedicated. Before we had Miles, our first pregnancy actually ended with a miscarriage. And so it seemed so far away, us having a child. And so when he was born, obviously that was a tremendous blessing to us. And so that Sunday, we remember Pastor Raphael just reading some of the words that we wrote about the baby dedication and our journey up to that point. And it was just a very touching moment for us. And we knew at that point that we definitely wanted to be a part of this church. Crosswalk is a safe place. It's a place where you can come and you can grow spiritually. We are constantly focused on praying for each other, and we're always praising God for the things that He's doing for us all the time. And also, it's a safe place for your children, where they can be embraced, they're being prayed for. They are learning more and more about the Word as they're in Kids Walk. But it's a safe place for us, and it's a safe place for our children to be.
Having a state-of-the-art facility means everything to the ministry because it helps us, as it said, to be relevant nowadays. The quality and the excellence in which we bring forth ministry, that we represent Jesus, is so important. The world does it at a high level to say whatever they want to say. Well, we're saying it for Jesus, so we want to make it at a high level and a level of excellence which comes from Him, which means everything. We give to Crosswalk because of the love of Jesus that's in our lives. And love is something that you share. We believe that we should share what God has given us in our hand. to be a blessing to that and to help make that happen. If you have something that's good, what do you want to do? You want to share it with someone else. So we want to share whatever resources that we have to help this move forward.
We love giving to Crosswalk because we can actively see where the gifts are going. Crosswalk is always open about sharing with us where the money is going. We know that it's going to missions. We know that it's going to support the local church. And we can have confidence in that, that the ministry operates with integrity, and that they're honest with us, and that the gifts are being used for the ministry and for the development of the kingdom. And of course, the word tells us that God will supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. And so we know that, and in operating in that, we don't hesitate in giving because we know that our needs will be supplied, and we want to give back to the ministry that's blessing us.
So it's not always an easy task, but it's worth the extra effort and investment to do it, because you see the fruit of what you're investing in. It comes down to just one thing for us, that Jesus gave his everything. The Father gave his Son for the church, for us. And that just locks it in for us. If he gave his everything, then we can give our resources, we can give our time, because it all translates into eternity. And we'll never be able to outgive God, because he continually lavishes us with his love and blessing. So that, to me, it just locks it in. It's a done deal.